Hey guys, and welcome back. Here, my name is Kira, and if you're not, then hey girl, hey guy. Yeah, so this video is literally just for my students. I know how you guys feel. Finals are coming up and it's stressful because I'm stressing out. So I know y'all gotta be stressing out. So here I just have a little bit of, I guess, tips and tricks that may help you guys out for finals and just figuring out how the heck to get the best grades that you possibly can. Because guys, we in this together and we're gonna be able to do it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Okay, so I have about like 7 tips or tricks, whatever you want to call them. And I kind of like to go down the list just to make sure that I'm actually thinking about everything that goes into studying and everything that goes into learning the information. So tip number 1 or question number 1 is your environment. Is your environment like productive? Is it going to be producing the most effective, ways of studying for you? Do you live in an area that has a bunch of distractions where, you got the kids yelling outside and you have your family running around and everything? Do you have the TV on? Is the music on? You have to evaluate your environment and to determine whether or not it's really going to be conducive to your success as a student and just studying in general. For me, I find that if I, sometimes get out of my own environment, that really helps me, stay focused. So if I take a trip down to my school and I go into the library or something, or in a little break area study room in another building, and I just sit there and try to get my work done, I feel like my environment is supportive of the work that I have to do, and therefore I'll be more likely to just sit there and get it done. So my second tip is to take good notes in class and by yourself. So when you're in class, you want to be listening to the teacher, actually paying attention and writing down anything that seems important, either to the teacher, to yourself, or something that they may say is going to be on the exam. You want to take note of all of that information and just be writing it down, because the more you see that, it's going to help you out in the long run. Sometimes you never know if it's that little piece of information that you heard or you saw on the board and you just didn't write it down, and that ends up being on the exam. And you be kicking yourself because you're like, yo, I saw that, but I don't remember how to do this. So literally write down anything that you think is important. Also, when you're taking notes by yourself, whether it's from a textbook or, a video or something like that, making sure that, you're going through it and that all the things that you're writing down have value to what is actually going to be talked about on the exam or the unit that you're in. Step 3 is to determine the best way that you take notes. Whether that be by hand, by your laptop. If you're one of the people that like to do notes on a tablet, you want to determine the best way that you take notes. For example, I'm more of a handwritten note person. I feel like my brain can process it more instead of me trying to type it out. Also, you want to determine are you the type of person that does highlighting? Do you like to split your notes up into different colors, like pens and markers and things like that? Or do you like to draw pictures and images and diagrams? And you have to determine which one works for you. Trick number 4 is to figure out what's the best way to feed that information back to you. Are you a flashcards person? Are you a person that likes to write it out again? Are you a person that likes to create online tests for yourselves? Do you talk it out loud? Do you teach another person? Those are different types of ways that feed the information back into your brain. I know for me, I like to do Quizlet flashcards. So I like to, type it out and then swipe through and restudy it that way. And so just figuring out which way works best for you is going to help feed that information back and just help you understand a lot more. Maybe you're a mixture of all those different techniques in studying. So you just really want to pay attention to what helps and just try different things. See which ones, work best for you. Tip number 5 is repetition. You want to make sure that you're repeating the information back to you. Repetition is the key to mastery. You want to basically set days or times that are going to work for you, where you can go over this information multiple times in order for it to stick more. Maybe you want to do it in the morning and at night, or you want to do it in the afternoon or before you go to bed. You want to just make sure that you're constantly putting yourself in front of the information so that it's going to you're going to be able to recall it faster when the exam comes. Tip number 6 is to seek help when needed. You cannot be afraid to ask for help, especially when it's going to benefit you. I know personally, I'm the type of person that I may be afraid to go to ask for help during the actual class time, but make sure you go to your teacher maybe after class, or go to their office hours, or you can also sign up for student tutoring and have someone help you that way. Or, if you have a friend that knows the information, or another student in your class, you can ask them and figure out what it is that you don't understand so that you know it by the exam. So my last and final tip number 7, is to start early. It's very, very easy to put it off to the last minute. And then you're here studying the day before, or 2 nights before the actual exam, which doesn't help you out in the long run. You want to make sure that you're planning out times that you can make sure you're going over this information and you're studying, because if you're trying to do it the night before, you're trying to put too much information in your brain at one time, and you're not getting to go in depth with it. And so your brain is going into overdrive, and it's not going to be able to remember everything and recall that information. You don't want to be stressed. You don't want to be unhappy. You don't want to forget any of that information. So starting early and just making sure your understanding is going to be the best way that you can fully get the grades that you want for the exam. So that is it, guys. Those are my tips and tricks to getting good grades on finals and just making sure that you're studying. I hope you guys had something that you liked about this video, that you gained value from, something that you may incorporate into your studying routine. And let's go out there and get those grades, guys, because like I said, we in the same boat. I feel you, but I know we can do it. We got this. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I want to try this out.